Welcome to another edition of the Story Behind the Car. This is a guy named Jeff Kleeschulte, and this is his 1961 Chevy Apache truck, and that was a 292 motor. So if you stick around to the end, he gives a pretty good description of the motor. He builds these vintage bikes. These are older bikes that he gets, buys them on Facebook Marketplace, buys the engines, puts the engines together, builds the gas tanks, and then he puts these bikes together. And if I remember correctly, they run about 35 miles an hour. They look pretty badass, look vintage, and he puts them together. So this is a compilation of 3 different videos that I shot his truck, and then his bikes, and then his truck again. So I just wanted to put these videos together. This was shot at the Rusttoberfest, which is in October, and just an amazing show. So I'm going to go ahead and stop narrating, and Jeff will start explaining his bike, and then if you bear with us a minute, he'll start explaining the engine on his truck as well. Thank you again. Those tires are awesome looking too.
Yeah, those are just Schwebel Fat Franks. They're like balloon tires, cruiser bicycle tires.
Yeah.
They seem to hold up to the speeds and everything. You know, you can kind of see where your mechanic stops.
Yeah. Well, back in the 1910s and 20s, cars had white rubber tires. That is so cool. And it's just, you got a throttle, there's no gears, you just...
So it's a, so you got your, it's a twist throttle.
Yeah.
And stop.
Yeah. That is awesome. Well, thanks for showing us.
No problem, man. Oh, yeah. No problem, man.
I've got the 235 in my straight 61.
Oh, yeah?
I've got the little wrecker truck over there in the other corner.
Okay. Yeah,
but
so
nothing nearly as outrageous as this.
So I had a late 80s 250 in there with the integrated manifold and stuff, and I had my friend of mine tune the carburetor, and it ran like a top with the 2-barrel Varijet. It ran great, but I spun a bearing in it, and I had this one 292 laying around, so I was like, boy, let's put this together, and got the full barrel intake and the Sniper EFI. And there is a company, and off the top of my head, I can't think of it, makes a turbo manifold.
Okay.
For this. And
it's only what, like an inch or so taller than a 235, and it's actually a little shorter.
A little shorter, and the motor mounts are in a different spot.
Yeah, because it's offset on the passenger side.
So I had to tweak that, and I went with a different style mount over here to accommodate the exhaust and eventually the turbo.
Oh, you got a split manifold on it?
I made that.
All right, I just now noticed that. Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So I made that. It was wore out, and somebody had already cut a hole in it to make a dual outlet.
Yeah.
And it was a really bad job of doing it, so I cut the whole middle section out to accommodate the 4-barrel intake.
It's a little wider there,
yeah, it's real wide there and everything. So,
oh, that's cool. This is the reigning 6-cylinder champion right here.
So, if you're a 6-cylinder fan, I just got 68 Pontiac overhead cam.
Is that right?
Is that the one on Marketplace?
Yes. I was thinking about buying
I said, "Are you still got it? I'm on my way." I made a beeline straight to Cape Girardeau.
Just $200 just to put it in the garage, just to have it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I bought it, and it's sitting right in my garage. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with it, but for $200, it's.
Now, is that an Offenhauser or a Clifford manifold?
That's an Aussie Speed.
Oh, Aussie Speed.
Aussie
Okay,
Speed,
I couldn't quite read that. Okay.
Yeah. If you can
I'd like to have one of them. I got a Clifford on mine.
Yeah.
Those are nice, though.
They're nice.
They're nice.
I like how this one comes around a little bit.
They make another like high-rise one that swoops up, and I'm like, I don't need all that. That's already pumping way too much fuel in there than I need.
Now, I bet that 292's got a lot of torque. You can really burn some tires.
It's all torque.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all torque.
Yeah, they got half-inch bolts in the back of the crank, 6, 7, 6.
What transmission do you have?
I have a T5 in there.
Nice.
Yeah. So I made a little.
I was gonna say you had to make your adapter then, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I made the adapter, and it makes cruising it a lot nicer.
I still got 3 on the tree overdrive on mine, but everybody said, "Oh, put a small block, put an LS." I like the straight 6. You know, it's different.
Right?
Not
Yeah.
everybody's got one.
Everybody's like, "Oh, small block LS." Okay,
Been done,
cool.
you know?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, keep the straight 6.
That's nice, man.
Thank
I
you.
like it.
Thank you.
I experiment